Welcome back, guys, to another gun build in Modern Warfare. Today I'm actually going to be starting in the game, and this is using one of the most least used guns, I guess, or like one of the most, I guess, we would consider average kind of guns, and it is the Striker 45. So, or AKA, you know, like the UMP. And all the gun nuts out there are going to say, no, this isn't the UMP, kind of junk like that, but I don't care. So, yeah, it's a really cool SMG. So it's supposed to be like one of the best when it comes to recoil anyway, since it has like a way slower fire rate. It's supposed to hold up way better at longer ranges, and it does to an extent. It just has a bunch of visual recoils, so the actual like recoil itself is not really that bad. It just bounces a ton when the actual, like, you know, iron sight's moving around, just for the model and stuff. So actually I want to go over this because it's actually a really cool gun if you can build it the right way. So if you guys would know, like, you know, this isn't really the most light kind of gun because it has all that visual kind of recoil. You know, it's supposed to be laser accurate, which it is. And it's supposed to have like a laser accurate while still having like a pretty solid range for an SMG, which is really cool. So it's kind of like the Vector, because the Vector is really good on recoil and has such high fire rate to it. And, you know, you're able to use it so well, but it only has like such a long, I guess, like damage range, or like the effective damage range, and the bullet velocity is real low. But this thing, with the right attachment on it, still keeps up its bullet velocity, while still also having some of the best handling speeds and the range. So on its own, it's a 3-shot kill, and you can actually shoot it pretty fast. So I switch it over to semi-automatic, and you're able to get kills pretty dang well with it. I think it drops off to a 4 at the most longest ranges, so you can set it up to where it's more or less like a DMR. So this is what I mean, like it's supposed to have real low recoil, while also still having a pretty solid damage range, which you want to take advantage of. So obviously, you know, you can switch over to full automatic if you need to, even though it's not really the fastest. So it is way slower when it comes to that, but when it comes to like longer ranges killing, it's way better. Especially when you put on the conversion kit. And this will make it to where it shoots 45 hollow point, and it's a 12-round magazine. So yeah, it does knock down your actual rounds, but you can put that on the monolithic suppressor. Probably any other optic. You can put on the longer barrel, but I don't do that because the damage range is already fairly good for the SMG. I could put on the stock, like the Survivalist series. I'll put that on there, and the EXO one. You know, that gets rid of a little bit of recoil control and sleight of hand, since I do have a 12-round magazine. Run around with this, switch it to semi-auto. Oh. And you got yourself a slightly faster going.
Personal radar drone standing by.
So what's supposed to do, it's supposed to fire out a 2-round burst by normal here. So what that means is that you're able to get a 2-shot kill, and also the 12-round magazine speeds up your gun handling a ton, so you can aim like this fast, so it's insane on its own.
Enemy in the warehouse.
Yeah, so you're able to get a 2-round burst like that, just drop and delete people, so it's real underrated. But I like switching over to semi-automatic for longer ranges, and you got yourself a SMG DMR. So it's a 2-shot kill to the upper chest, unless you hit the limbs or anything like that, which I guess would be kind of common with this, unless it's in the actual good damage range. Like that, so yeah, like
personal radar drone standing by.
I keep hitting them in the limbs, but yeah, so you can hit them in the upper chest to get yourself a 2-shot kill. Up close, you want to switch over to a 3-burst or a 2-burst, I mean. You'll be able to knock people out like real quick. It's actually really cool, so it's really the fastest DMR in the game you can get, while still having, you know, this hard-hitting kind of power like this, which is really, really cool. It gives you an insane amount of mobility, so it's the best of both worlds. So really, really hard-hitting power while keeping up your mobility to where it's extremely fast. It's just not the absolute best when it comes to longer ranges. But for like medium or like close to medium ranges, which you should be fine in, pretty much like it with assault rifles, I guess, or SMGs, then it will absolutely shred. But yeah, so you can either go back and forth. I do single one, so if you want to really stretch out those ranges, go for the single fire. So I see a lot of people not even using that kind of mechanic in the game where you can actually do single fire or switch over or any kind of stuff like that.
Enemy at the center.
So you can actually just switch that stuff to where you can be a little more accurate for longer ranges and stuff like that. And it's real solid. So this is the DMR for the SMGs. Now you can technically do the same thing with the Vector. Now this one works a little bit different, so this is about the same here. So it's the same deal. It shoots a 2-round burst. You want to be aiming for the head mostly, so you can get the fastest time to kill in the game, even though it's about the same if you hit them in the upper chest or the upper torso. You're able to do that, but like I said, this gun has way lower bullet velocity, so it's not the best or as best as the Striker at longer ranges, but it does absolutely kill faster. Since it has a way higher fire rate, like a way higher fire rate than like almost every single gun in the game, it's an absolute melt machine when it comes up close. So these two guns are really good when you can put on the right conversion. And the Vector has several bugs for its range anyway, so it's good on its own as well. So you can just use that. So the Vector, really, there's no downside to the gun. It's good. It's a real solid SMG. And technically a DMR. But yeah, so this has the exact same damage profile. It's essentially a copy and paste onto the Vector. The only difference is the bullet velocity and damage range.
Enemy at the center.
But if you can get the double headshot in a row, then you don't need to worry about it. What I do, I run the Saber suppressor with the Apex barrel. It gives me the most amount of bullet velocity that I can get out of it. That's where you can stretch out the ranges as far as you can. And yeah, so there we go. So I hope you guys, enjoy the video. This is kind of more of a two-piece kind of deal. Of course, you can switch the Fennec over to semi-auto. You can do the exact same deal, but I'd rather just put it onto 2-round because it does have way faster like burst delays or way smaller burst delays, so you're able to get out rounds way faster. So it's almost like shooting fully automatic, but not yet there. So I just go with that because normally you have the 2 like this. It's more for up close, which normally you're gonna be running into guys. That's why you need to hit the upper chest and stuff. But for longer ranges, you switch to that and take them off.
Radar drone standing by.
So yeah, so there you go. So 2-part little deal. 2 guns that with a certain ammunition types are definitely not used a whole lot, even in ground war. Even though it only has a 12-round magazine for each. These things will absolutely shred through people like it's nothing. And the Vector on its own, like the Vector, when you put on the 40-round magazines or the normal 9mm that it uses, that thing is a monster. So this is what I mean, like these guns are really underrated. The Striker is okay with its normal rounds, but it's not too bad. It has a real solid time to kill and stuff. But yeah, so I wanted to go over that. So if you guys want real hard-hitting, like DMR type of stuff with an insane amount of mobility, this is the way to go, because the Striker also has a way faster ADS time. The Vector, for all its speed and fire rate and stuff, it kind of loses in handlings, so the Striker defeats that in every possible way, except for the fire rate. And the coolness of the gun, anyway, or the look of it, in my opinion.
Personal radar drone standing by.
Yeah, so there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Try these out. Tell me what you guys think about it. And yeah, I'll be doing more of these if you guys want to see more underrated kind of guns that are really good. And also, if you have any kind of recommendations for those type of guns, let me know down in the comments as well. I will absolutely cover it. But aside from that, I'll see y'all in the next one.